Hello everyone, my name is Eunice and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'll be doing a draw with me yet again, just to practice on my figures. And you will see from the title I mentioned that this is an attempt to draw figures because I suck at drawing figures. I wouldn't say that I'm a beginner or really bad. In my opinion, I'm not just where I want to be. So I struggle with drawing figures because when I started illustration in general, I started with drawing faces because I love drawing faces. I feel like faces are very expressive, and I've been drawing faces for like 3-4 years now, and I really want to progress in my art and tell more, do more storytelling illustration. And I feel like when you want to do more storytelling illustration, you need to get better at drawing figures, especially if you're going to put characters in those stories. So I'm improving my figures to the best of my abilities. I'm trying to learn every day, practice every day, and before I actually started this session, I wanted to learn from one of my favorite artists, and I feel like I love the way she draws figures. I feel like it's very expressive, just the line work itself, and that artist is Loish. And I also have classes from TB Choi, but she can be very technical with drawing figures. So for now I just want to draw more like study illustrations. So I went to watch one of the classes I got from Loish, just so that I can refresh my memory to help me to pick out some things that will help me to get a better illustrated drawing. So if you're struggling with anything, I always recommend that you should go to maybe some of your favorite artists and learn from them, and it will definitely help you improving your skill, apart from just practicing or learning by working independently. I'm not really sure if I'm planning on talking throughout. If you guys like me talking the entire throughout the entire video, please let me know down in the comments below. But if it's just the intro and outro that you prefer, then that's fine. I don't mind keeping my mouth shut for the entire process. But I just thought that it'd be nice to talk today maybe about things that I've learned throughout drawing the art. We shouldn't be too precious with the first drawings that we do, and it's always a good idea to do warm-ups and exercises to refresh our memories and help us get our hands flowing. So if you look at the first one, funny enough, the first one and the third one were the best. The second one I think was not that good. You will see that very soon. It wasn't that good, and I think it's because I was drawing from an angle that I've never drawn before. And another thing that I actually learned from this is drawing figures with clothes is not as difficult or as bad as I thought it would be. I tend to look for references with just the figures showing. So I try to look for figure references with no clothes on, but in today's session I really wanted to look for references that have clothes on, just so that it can help me to illustrate that better, because I feel like it's two different skill sets to be able to draw with the body and to be able to draw the body with clothes on. It's so weird. It's just like with portrait as well. The skill set I have for portrait, I almost have to forget some of them to be able to draw a figure drawing more successfully. And one of the things I noticed is because faces are very close up to details, I'm more heavy-handed with my hands when I'm drawing portrait, but I noticed that it doesn't work so well when it comes to drawing figures. I feel like if I want to draw figures, the best way is to try and loosen up my hands and my wrist and my fingers, and try and put in light pressure so it can help me create more flowy and gestured lines. And yeah, I feel like one of the issues I have the most with drawing figures is I would say proportion. Yeah, but because I'm using digital medium, it actually really helps me because I can reduce the size or increase the size of like different aspects of the drawing, so that really helps me when I'm practicing. Another thing that I struggle with is line width. I feel like I'm getting better at maybe shading and adding depth to the shadows and the places that are more in shadow, and making my line width more realistic to the light source. It's a bit tricky because I'm so used to rendering in a painterly style. I'm about to start my second study for today, and before I do, I just want to share some of the images I used as reference today. So if you guys want to follow along, or if you want to draw them later, you'll be free to do that. So I'll share those images in a few seconds, and yeah, you can screenshot them as soon as I do. Bro, drawing figures is hard. One thing that annoys me that I feel like the art community does on Instagram is when you're used to drawing something and you draw something different, and actually that's the thing that you draw different, you're new to that, you're not great at that, then they comment on it that, oh, look at you doing the drawing, you're not that good of an artist. I don't have to be good at everything. Why do I have to be a perfect artist? It's all those things that make people know, that discourages people from trying new things, because you're telling them, oh, you thought you were good, but actually you're not. Like, I know I'm not perfect. I have so much to learn. Telling people that, oh, this is what happens when this type of artist tries this, they're actually not that good of an artist. It doesn't help them to be better. You're just discrediting their skill. So this is second sketch for today, and this was a lot more difficult than the other ones because I'm drawing from the back and I barely draw from this angle, so it was a bit tricky to like do it, especially with the time limit that I gave myself. So I didn't want to go past more than 45 minutes for each sketch, and yeah, it was really difficult with this. Another thing that I feel like I should have done, that would have helped me, was to flip my canvas, but I was kind of really scared to do that because I knew that it's probably not going to look good, and I didn't have time in this session. If I was doing a proper illustration, then I can take my time to do that, but because this is just like a quick practice sketch, I just wanted to like get it done as quickly as possible. But yeah, this aspect of the drawing was the trickiest for me. And also I think I got a little bit carried away with drawing too many lines and not defining the details as much in the first sketch. So I was not completely satisfied, to be honest, with the outcome of this drawing, but we move on. So just to give you guys some advice on drawing figures that I've learned over my time drawing figures is to understand the proportion first. You can't get it perfectly obviously at the beginning, but it's good to understand the 8 heads technique. And I've actually wanted to start looking into Andrew Lumi's figure drawing book. I think it's available online for free, but you have to download the PDF, but you can also print that out. I'm not sure if that's actually okay to do so, but yeah, you can download the PDF on your computer just so that you have that on file and it's accessible online for free. I've glanced through them. I've not had time to actually study it and to follow the exercises there, but from looking at it, I learned so much about some techniques like perspective and drawing from imagination. So I really recommend that you look into that book. You can also learn about like the basic fundamentals when it comes to figure drawing. And I think one thing that helped me with figure drawing is to look at the big pictures and start from somewhere. Then when you start from, especially when you're studying from images, it's always good to start from maybe the head or the shoulders or just at the upper part of the body, because that will help you to pick up points to draw. Like it will help you to place the hands, and like the midpoint of the length of the body is usually around the crotch, so it can use, when you get that crotch length, you can use that to know how long the legs are going to be. Then it can help you to divide different parts of the body as well. And yeah, learning to draw figures digitally can actually help you to, even though you're going to be changing a lot of things, it also helps you to learn very quickly the mistakes you're making, because you can make those mistakes, see the mistakes you have made, and then easily correct them, unlike traditional art. And yeah, this was not my favorite part of the illustration, but I had a time limit for it and I just had to keep on going. Yeah, this one is a very dynamic pose. She's probably dancing there, and I really enjoyed the process of this. Unfortunately, my camera died halfway through the process, especially the beginning stage of me drawing. But luckily, I work on on Procreate, so you can still see the time lapse like you see in this one. And I feel like dynamic poses are actually great because you can your proportions don't have to be perfect, but as long as you get the motion and the gestures right, the drawing can still look very, very good. And now that I'm looking at it now, I'm thinking that maybe the legs were a little bit too big, but because it's so the movement is so expressive, it doesn't really matter because it still looks good. But when something is static, there is nothing much to look at, so you start to look at the mistakes. But when it is so expressive like this, you just look at the beauty of the whole image. So that's it. Just this study just shows that trying to find movement and expressive pose, just like how expressive faces can be very interesting, it's the same for poses as well. When there's a lot of movement in the pose, there's something really beautiful about that. And it's very, very hard to find references with a lot of expression, especially if you're trying to like get poses by yourself. I think it can be very difficult because you want it to look natural. So one recommendation I've had is to maybe get poses from videos, because the videos make it look more realistic than trying to fake a pose. And that is why this one looks like there's a lot of passion in it, because it looks so authentic and so real. You can feel that movement in the pose by itself. So yeah, I think that's all the rambling I have for today. I actually spoke a lot longer than I expected to. I'm not really sure if I have any tips or tricks that I can give along the way without having to do like a demonstration for it, but I wouldn't say I'm an expert in drawing figures. In fact, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I don't think I'm that good. I'm not at that level where I feel comfortable teaching people, but I'm still practicing. I think the most important thing is to practice and learn from great artists. I'm hoping to reach 1,000 subscribers very soon. I'm so happy that a lot of people have shown interest in my videos so far, and I'm really happy with the growth, even though it seems very slow and steady. I'm very excited for what I'm going to do in the future. If you have any suggestions, like I always say, please leave that down in the comments below, and I'll see how I can make that come to be. So here is the final drawing. I feel like, in my opinion, the third one is the best. There's a lot of movement and just something so beautiful about it. And I also like the first one, and it's actually encouraged me to do more figures with clothes on. So yeah, if you like this video, please feel free to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Like this video as well. Leave your comments down. We just want some engagement here. We just want some interaction. I don't want my channel to be dead. I want liveliness. Let's give it all we can. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, have a wonderful day. Bye.